It's your boy Z here. Do it to life, for life, do it to you, do it to 2021. A whole year of breast cancer awareness and personal growth. It's day 70. The day is Sunday. 70 days in the book. Yeah, and like I said, breast cancer awareness, but with a focus in on mental health side, right? I got this thing set out right. Got it set out. Day is Sunday. You know what we do on Sundays? Sundays is recap. Sundays reflect. Sunday is project into the future for next week. Uh, Jim Fannin, we're gonna write in our books today, which I've already done. Write out the core key few things that I want to do for next week. I said that I was gonna funnel this thing down into my 411. I'm going back in there today, get in on my 411 today and break that down for this week because I want to be sharp. I want to be sharp for when 2021 hit. I'm ready to do it to it. When I say do it to it, I mean do what I know to do to 2021. I'm going to be doing it. You see what I'm saying? So here's the deal, right? Recap of the week, man. I had a huge week last week. Uh, Man, hey, the thing I'm most proud of is just tackling a real tough client, real super tough client, going for that no where everybody else say, hey, look, man, that's a definite no. I know when I call them, it's gonna be no, and when everybody was telling me it's gonna be no, it's gonna be no, I did get the yes right, but I felt more happy about getting the no right, going for the no than everything else. Still didn't pan out. I ran out of time, but I did get the yes, right? So just doing something that in the past I never would have went for it, especially when my superiors are telling me that there's definitely a no there, and I went ahead and went for the no and ended up putting a deal. I went for several no's. I went for several no's because the deal that the client proposed. First, I had to get the deal to the customer to agree to the deal that I was proposing, right? And then it was a if. Hey, if I can get my boss man to do this, man, can we go ahead and do business, right? And then he was like, yeah, man, but hey, this is what I do. I do that. So he agreed a little. Then I had to go and sell it to my managers, and they got them on board as well too. And they said, oh yeah, we'll do that. So I was going for two no's, man. So it was feeling good. It lets me know that I'm getting stronger, right? 70 days in, I'm getting stronger. Man, we got 300 days to go, right? 300 days ago, and it's a Bible verse in there. It's a Bible verse that say, "He who puts his hand to the plow and look back is not fit for the kingdom." That always stuck in my mind. I always dug deep in it. I always dug deep to find out exactly what that means. And what it is, man, this is a battle against ego. That's where this four agreements come in. This whole battle, this whole thing, man, that we're going through, these accomplishments we're trying to. It's just a battle of ego. I mean, it's so subtle. You know what I'm saying? You know, all the decisions that I made in the past, I'm looking back at those decisions with new eyes. Of course, blindsight, hindsight 2020. But I'm looking back, man. Hindsight now is 2015. For the average person, right, that hadn't is not going through training. Not only is the hindsight 2020, but now I'm looking back with trained eyes. Now I'm seeing even deeper into what those decisions, why I made those decisions, and learning from those decisions that I made. And most of it was just out of ego. Like me and my daughter, just sitting there right now. I don't talk a whole lot, but we talked a little bit because I'm using my icebreaker. Hey, look, the New Year's coming up. Do you have your resolutions in place, right? And so she was like, God, you know what? Yeah. I said, I ran this by that. Let me ask you a question, right? And this question is for you, right? What's your New Year's resolution? Most people, 80% of people probably gonna say make more money, right? And if they making a lot of money, they're gonna be like getting married or some person. But 80% gonna be make more money. I want to double my career or whatever, because a lot of times we think more money will, solve a lot more problems and move us into a more happiness. I mean, but that's the way it was raised, right? See what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the way it was raised. But anyway, check this out. I say, hey, what you want to do? I say, look, what's your goal? I asked the guy at work, and he said 20 grand. You know what I'm saying? First he said just make more money, something vague that everybody normally say. Hey, let's just double this, double that. make this a little bit better. I just want to be better, healthier this year. I just want to lose some weight this, something like that, right? So let's quantify. So he picked 20 grand. Then I asked him a question. I said, look, what if I told you a billionaire was going to come in and look at everybody's New Year's resolution and whatever you wrote down, he was going to fulfill it. Would you change what you are planning to write? Because he still hadn't written it, right? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, I knew that, man. Yeah, shoot, man, I put $1 million down there. I said, just like I said, man, if a billionaire was going to come in and fulfill whatever you wrote down on that piece of paper for your New Year's resolution, would you change it? Would you just leave it at $1 million? You say, oh, well. Oh, yeah, man, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I know he said he see what I'm saying, but did he really see what I was saying? Because my daughter said, I don't even see what you're saying, because she didn't get it, right? She didn't get it. So I broke it down to the next level, because I interviewed another guy right after that, another part of me. I interviewed another because I got to test this thing, right? And I hope you guys are doing the same thing. When this do it to life, before we do it to our life, we want to test it. And the way we're going to test it, we're going to do it. We're going to question people. And the reason I like questioning other people on the questions or the challenges that I have is because even though their problem may be different, me hearing it from them, I'm able, like I said once before in previous chapters, previous instances, that that person is a mirror for me. Like if I got something on my face, I can see in this camera and see, okay, man, I need to shave a little bit. But guess what? If I didn't have this camera in front of me, I may be able to feel, but I may not be able to fully comprehend, what I look like with the beard growing in, right? But anyway, this is what the people are. They're mirrors, right? And so I just see myself in them. So I quiz the next guy to test the theory. I'm on a theory. I'm on the hunt. I'm digging. I'm searching. I'm seeking. And I asked him, I said, man, what you got to do for your New Year's resolution? Oh, man, shoot, man, I just want to double my income, do something like that. I said, let me ask you something, man. I mean, what if I told you about the billionaire? That whatever you wrote down, whatever you chose to do, he was going to fulfill that for you. Would you change what you're going to write down? And he said, yeah, I would change it. I said, why is that, my man? I said, if you notice something, when we depend when the results, this is how the ego is. When the results are not, when the results don't reflect upon me, then I set the goal high. But if the results reflect upon me, then I set the goal low. Now me saying it out loud, you automatically say that don't make sense, right? And my daughter said, you know what? I asked her, I said, how much do you want to make? She said 50. She said a number just popped in my head, $50 million. I think $50 million. I said $50 million. I say now why not 50 billion? She said 50 billion because that's not a number that's in there. I say you can't say that's not a number that's in there because you're a big time Apple fan. Plus you're also an investor, and you know that Apple make $50 million in a day. Me and you talked about it. So why can't we so you know that it's possible to be made in a day, so the 50 billion ain't out now when they sitting on 200 billion. You see what I'm saying? So why not? You know? And then that she was saying, if somebody put it to me like that, then I would set it high. I said, well, here's the beauty. I want you to check out the beauty. Life is the billionaire, the trillionaire, the quadrillionaire. It can pay anything that you want it to pay. It's already asked you the question. See, that's the deal. Life has already asked the question. What do you want? Whatever you ask for that you want, I'll pay it. See? And most people don't understand that the question has already been asked. It's already been asked. And I said, look, it's already been asked. The Lord has already asked you the question. And he said you supply all your needs. We came into this world already with all our resources, financed by God. All our resources are already on our pathway. On the pathway to what, though? On the pathway to 50 million? Yeah, resources are already on the pathway to 50 million if you on the pathway to 50 million. But if I'm on the pathway to 50 billion, then guess what? My resources are already on the path to 50 billion. See, it's an infinite number of paths, and the resources are already laid out. This job is finished. It's already laid out. But it's up to us to choose the path And then it's up to us to walk the path. And it's still up to us to look for the resources. It's still up to us to use the resources. See, it's just wonderful. Just wonderful. And that's what I'm saying. This whole thing, man, life has already asked the question. That's a big question, right? Me and her just bouncing it off. She asked me, say, why did you, then, because I started off, she went and hung out with some of her friends and everything. I asked them, what were they doing? Were they all in school or were they entrepreneurs like she is? Then after we finished the whole thing and I was getting ready to leave, she said, hey, why you asked me about my friends and what they was doing? I said, I was just bouncing something off for you, get the conversation started. Because I know once I get the conversation started, that's where the Lord come in, and we just bouncing stuff off, just having fun bouncing it off, right? And He come in with the answer, and that's where this came from. That's where this came from. Life has already asked the question. We don't have to wait for a billionaire to come in. It's already been asked, and it's beautiful. And we're gonna be able to help as many as we want to help. Like I said, I'm getting more and more clarity on this thing right now. And I hope you guys are getting clarity as well too. And I'm just sharing my journey. This is what I'm doing. I'm just sharing my journey, walking along, mixing it up, having some fun. See that tree back there? That tree's still holding on to the leaves. I mean, winter's supposed to start here in the next couple of days, right? But that's how these strongholds are in our minds. We want this thing to change, but sometimes some are tougher. Habits are tougher than others. And that's why I want this tree in its background so I can get that change of seasons back there. You see what I'm saying? Because as some seasons change back there, I mean I'm changing as well too. Me and my daughter, we talked it up, we mixed it up hard. My older daughter, we mixed it up hard because she was sowing some seeds into somebody's life as far as trying to she was sending them texts, hey, God loves you, has a wonderful plan for your life. She said she did it for 66 days. She said, I stopped doing that because it didn't make any difference. I ain't see no progress. I said, yeah, you didn't see any progress, right? Yeah, see, that's your ego. Your ego wants to see the progress. But just like any tree that's out there, the first couple of days you plant a seed in the ground, you may not see nothing come up. You say, your ego say, hey, I need this blade to come up immediately. I don't see no progress. I'm done with it. But you don't know. You don't know how much was going on. You don't know how she changed. You don't know what's going on. You just got to commit to the journey. Hey, look, I know it's the right thing to do. I know it'll eventually help her. So why not just commit to just sowing the same seed, the same text, and not looking for the result, but having trust in the result. Yep. Just like in the one thing, just trust the dominoes will fall. I know I'm on the right path. I know these are the right dominoes because I thought about it. Then guess what? If I find out it's the wrong path, I just switch paths. Oh, boy, that's food. That's food. I can just switch paths. It ain't over. I can just switch paths. But, it's 13 minutes, right? I can sit out here and talk all day. But I just wanted to just reflect on Sunday, write down what we're going to do for next week. I'm finna go ahead and tackle this 411. I'm finna mix it up. I know my daughter, mine, is in there boiling. She's in there thinking because she's a thinker too, right? And that's what we're doing. We're just bringing this up so you just start thinking. The question, you remember when life asks you the question, how did you answer the question? I said I was going with mental health, and for the cancer family and the cancer survivor as well too, because it's days that I know it's an inside game with them. Outside is gonna be the outside, but what they got to work on is the inside game. That's what's gonna get them through. That's gonna get them back strong. That's what's gonna get them back healthy. That's all they fighting is the inside game because everybody looking at them but they can't look inside them. And so that's where I want to work something on the family as well too, on how to get in touch, how to get in touch, how to stay in touch, how to rock and roll with it. You see what I'm saying? So this your boy Abz here. Do it to life for life. Do it to you. Do it to 2021. A whole year of breast cancer awareness. Peace out.